and we'll get going. So if you are sitting, sit on something so that you can elevate the pelvis just a bit above the knees, and that'll give the torso a better chance at being able to fully descend the diaphragm and get the lungs working properly. If you're laying down, try to let your head be heavy, just right on the floor. Sometimes when we put something underneath the head, like a pillow or a stack of blankets, it actually protrudes the head forward, like we're kind of mimicking that forward head posture we try to avoid all day from working on screens and being on the phone. So, head heavy if you're laying down, or if you're sitting up, just find that nice tall plumb line. And you want to feel like the organs are organized around that spit. You can start if you're sat up, rolling the shoulders up and back and down. If you're laying down, trying to just swirl the scapula around the mat beneath you. So we just want to get a little bit of movement here in what we would call zone 2 of breathing. So we always want to be prioritizing breath lower into the torso because that's where the alveoli mostly are clustered at the bottom of the lungs, and the diaphragm, of course, is beneath the rib cage. But we want to start with a little bit of movement up here just to get things flushing downward. Yeah. And then you can let the shoulders relax. If you're on the ground, just rock the head side to side. If you're sat up, take the head and neck in a few circles. And this is not to stretch or to crack or to pop the neck in any way. This is a very delicate part of you. And we just want to get that cerebrospinal fluid flowing. That that lovely liquid-like substance that encases the central nervous system. Go the other way. And you might find that tilting your head one way actually has a ricocheted effect, maybe somewhere lower in the back body or in the rhomboids. So just take it slow. And then the next time you come back towards the middle, lift the chin and the nose back to center, or if you're rocking the head side to side on the ground, just bring the head back to neutral. You're more than welcome to close your eyes for today's practice. If that's not for you, keep them open, whatever makes you comfortable. I want you to start just by becoming aware of the rims of the nostrils. So as you start to bring breath in and out, like at this very, very small place, sort of use it as a measure of your concentration. What's going on here? Is there resistance to the airflow this morning? Are the nostrils feeling pretty open? Chances are there's one nostril that's more open than another. And so just take a moment to assess. We use these appraisals so that we have a benchmark for when we come back at the end, just to know what's shifted, how chemistry, mechanics, and even the psychology may shift from the breathwork practices. If you don't already, place the tongue, have the tongue on the roof of the mouth. This is going to broaden the back of the upper airway, as well as seal the pressure dynamics of the torso for a better contraction of the diaphragm. Also helps to, over time, widen the jaw and keep the airway spacious. We always want to have that tongue on the roof of the mouth unless we're talking or eating. And then think about keeping the teeth separated, just like a popsicle sticks with distance, very small, but so those back molars aren't clenched together. This is again going to help that draining downward sensation, as well as more properly anchor the tongue down at the hyoid bone, which is sort of in the front of the throat here. And then you can travel that awareness down further from the rim of the nostrils, maybe towards the chest. See if you can pacify the chest. Now, of course, there will be a little bit of movement here in this zone 2 of breathing. We're a tensegrity structure. Everything's connected. By pulling one lever, another one's going to move too. So there'll be movement here a little bit, but if anything, it's more side to side, like a little bucket handle action, and nothing like a bicycle pump up and down. And then you can travel your awareness further down to the lowest rim of the rib cage, and this is really the costal attachments of the diaphragm here. So we want to feel an outward expansion of the rib cage when we breathe in, but not just in the lateral sheaths of the body. We want to feel it in the front of the ribs and in the back of the ribs as well. And it usually helps to go a little bit slower to bring that breath in that more spherical radius around the torso. And so once we're all checked in, noticing our nostrils, pacifying the chest, trying to get that expansion lower down at the rib cage. Just soften the sides of the neck, soften the throat. Maybe swallow. That'll also help pressurize the tongue up on the roof of the mouth. And the next time you breathe out, I want you to hold it empty. Just for a count of 3, 2, 1, and then a regular breath in, regular breath out. And this time holding the breath empty for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath in. Continue the breath as normal for just about 10 seconds, following it in and down and wide. If having an internal eye on one of those places of the body really helped for the focus, you can keep it there, either nostrils or the rim of the diaphragm. And then on your next exhale, hold the breath out and empty for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in again, letting it go. Breathing is normal for just about 10 seconds. What we're doing here is warming up the airway with just small little breath holds, just to get a proper balance of CO2, O2, and nasal nitric oxide, balancing the body's biochemistry. Again, it's a breath in and out. On the exhale, hold the breath empty for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Regular breath in, regular breath out. Last time, just breathing as normal for about 10 seconds here. What part of the body is your mind anchored to? What are you noticing? Again, using that sort of as a measure of your concentration. And then breath in and out. After the exhale, hold the breath empty for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then breath in, breath out. Good. One more time. Breath in and breath out. This time on the inhale for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Letting it go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding empty for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it empty for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it empty for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time we add at the top. So in for 5. Hold it full for 5. Feel the pressure and tension relax around it. Exhale for a count of 5. And then hold empty for 5. On the inhale, imagine something rising up the front body. In for 5. Hold it full. Imagine something suspending overhead. Exhale for 5. Let something roll off the back body. And then hold empty. Pause something beneath you. And again, in for 5. Inhale up the front body, like spring rising. Hold full at the top, like summer ripening overhead. Exhale, let autumn leaves roll down your back. That's the transition we're in now, summer to fall. And then hold it empty beneath you. That's the hibernation of winter. Few more times around. Inhale up the front body. That's a count of 5. Hold it full overhead. Let something ripen, suspend, become juicy, ready to pick, to come to fruition. And then let it go down the back. Don't cling to it. Just let it go. Let those leaves fall. And then hold it empty for 5 beneath you, cultivating patience and fortitude. Last time around, in for 5. Inhale up the front body, spring rises. Hold it full overhead, summer ripens. Exhale down the back line, fall descends. And pause, empty beneath you. Winter holds still. And then the next time you invite the breath in, let it be really expansive, a full sphere of influence from the center to the circumference, full, 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 full. And then just let it fall from the nose. No pause at the end, right back in, full breath in. Let it go. So now instead of a square, form a circle with the breath. There are no edges to a circle. Everything keeps flowing. No pause at the top or the bottom. No need to fix or adjust or hesitate. Just let the breath flow in, expand all around you, and then let it simply fall from the nose. No fuss, no squeeze, just a comfortable exhale, and then right back in, letting it go. On the inhale, see if you can find the wings of the kidneys, giving you that lateral widening to support the spine. We need intra-abdominal pressure to stabilize the core, protect the spine. So breathing wide, taking up all of your space. If you need to make a little bit of noise or flutter the lips or let out any sounds, it's totally fine. If you need to move your position or shiggle or wiggle or shake or stretch, totally fine. Keep it dynamic, keep it fluid. We don't want to let anything get stagnant. So keep the breathing going in and out through the nose. Let it be circular. Let it be voluminous. If you are needing a little bit more energy this morning, if you're a little tired, I recommend taking a little bit of a larger volume, maybe playing with a little bit of a faster cadence. If you're feeling like you just need down regulation, you need to ground, keep it a little slower, but still keep it expansive. So we're not letting the breath get short or shallow in any way. So you can use the speed to control the depth and the volume. All right, so keep that circle going in and out of the nose, about 10 more. We're going to slowly make our way toward our first longer breath hold, our first longer apnea. That'll be after an exhale, and that's just going to help balance out, again, the biochemistry. We're offloading more CO2 here by breathing a little bit bigger. And so when we hold the breath empty, we're going to let that CO2 build back up in the blood and in the lungs. That'll tell us when it's time to breathe in with a feeling of air hunger. But for now, about 5 more of these circular breaths in and out of the nose, fully in, let it go, trying to be out of your own way, but also know it's all within your control, right? This isn't something happening to you. This is something you're choosing to do and willingly participating in. So how does that change the feeling and the dynamic of the breath when you are an active participant in it? Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be precious. Some breaths will feel better than others. Some breaths will feel more complete than others, but just keep it flowing. Last two here on your own. Last one. And on this exhale, I want you to really squeeze the exhale out so you feel the abdominal corset muscles knitting in, getting a tighter weave. So out, 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 out. And then a full spontaneous breath in, fill it up. And hold that full for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it simply fall from the nose, no squeeze. And then hold empty. Hold the breath empty and let your senses retreat beneath the skin. Every moment that passes, you get closer towards that eye of the storm where you are in control. A feeling of air hunger may start to rise. That's okay. See if you can stick with that. It's your ability to really make choices and maintain yourself during times of discomfort, self-soothing under pressure. If you need to breathe in, please do and keep on breathing. We'll catch up with you. Otherwise, we're going to hold for another 10 seconds here. Again, if you need to breathe, please do. We'll catch up with you. Otherwise, even if you can hold longer, let's all take that full breath in. Hold it at the top this time for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. And right back into that circular breath. Fully in, letting it go. Maybe this round you play with a different cadence, a different pace, a different volume. Maybe see what it feels like to kick it up a notch. Or if you need that down regulating time, maybe see what it feels like to take it down a notch, right? This is not something that's happening to you. This is something you're willingly participating in. So you are in the driver's seat. I'm helping you by giving you a map, but you're the one driving the terrain, and the map is different than the terrain, always. So I could be suggesting something and it might not be feeling right for you, and that's okay. Just keep the breath flowing so there's no hesitance. Fully in, right back out. Again, if you need to move or make sound or flutter the lips or shake anything, totally fine. If you need to shift your position, totally fine. Just keep that breath fluid, dynamic, flowing in through the nose, out through the nose. If the breath makes a little bit more sound than normal, that's okay. If the breath is a little quieter than normal, that's okay. If you want to participate in a little bit of a longer breath hold, I would again recommend just breathing slightly faster and slightly deeper. This is going to offload more carbon dioxide, which is going to enable you to hold your breath for longer because it's carbon dioxide that's the primary stimulus to breathe. It's not your brainstem getting the tingle, oh, time to put more oxygen in the body. You have plenty. You have a spleen, it's going to contract. You're going to have plenty of oxygen. That signal that we need to take a breath in from air hunger is carbon dioxide in the blood and in the lungs. So, in this circular breath, the more of it you offload, the more you exhale, the more quickly you exhale, the longer you'll be able, most likely, to hold the breath. And if holding the breath doesn't matter to you at all, that's totally fine. Sometimes it provides people with a real feeling of calm and being centered and down regulation, but it's not necessary. It's not required. All that's required here is for you to follow your breath and be present with yourself. And if that's from a different method than what I suggest, great, no problem at all. This space is for you. Let's take another 10 breaths here on our own. Fully in, letting it right back out. The minute it leaves the nose, it comes back in. So again, we did that box and that triangle breathing before. There are clear edges to the breath, when to inhale, when to exhale, when to pause. This is taking those edges out, letting it become fluid, taking on more of the quality of water, eroding away any rough edges, anything that needs to be swept away, cleared out, decongested, declogged so that the channels are free, open, running smoothly, and you have a clearer, more focused sense of self and direction today. Fully in, let it go. Another 2 here on your own. Take up all your space. Any noises you need to make, all good. On this next exhale, I want you to squeeze it out a bit more, like you're just squeezing the lemon or the lime or the orange into the container. Squeeze it out. Feel those belly muscles come in and contract, and then let a full breath in and down and wide, holding it full at the top for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that just fall from the nose. No squeeze this time, just a comfortable exhale. And then hold the breath empty. Holding it empty, letting that tongue settle at the roof of the mouth so the perineum, the pelvic floor can settle beneath you. Come deeper within that eye of the storm. So no matter what's happened previously today, no matter what will happen later today, you are right here in this moment, pausing time and space, holding this moment. Soften around any pressure, tension, discomfort. Greet the sensation with curiosity instead of just shoving it away. The air hunger will begin to build. If you need to breathe in before I give the cue, please do so. Again, we'll catch up with you. Not a problem. We're going to hold for another 10 seconds here. Even if you can hold longer, full breath in. Holding it full at the top for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Just let it fall from the nose. Right back into the third and final round of this circular breath. Fully in, letting it go. In through the nose, out through the nose. If you're feeling particularly tired today, you might take the breath out through the mouth, but we always want to breathe in through the nose. Okay, the nose is a fantastic filter for everything that could be floating around in the air that we don't want in our body. So we want to use that natural protection, humidification, filtration of the nose and the nasal passages to breathe in. But if you need a little bit more juice this morning, if you need a little bit more energy, a little bit more lightening, breathe out through the mouth. And again, it's because you'll be offloading more of that carbon dioxide, which is going to be a little bit more upregulating. Any kind of tactile feedback, hands to the ribs, hands to the body in any way. It's a really nice way to get good contact, find that lateral expression of the breath. A sense of contact will provide the nervous system with safety. That's a really nice thing to do. Sometimes I like to take my hands and just put them in my armpits and let my elbows relax down. That's a nice one too. Just keep that circular breath going. And again, if you need to slow it down and just get some down regulation time in this morning, that's great. Keep a steady flow and rhythm, but find that rhythm that is unique to you in this morning. Every day, our bodies might be asking something different of us. The point is to become better at intercepting sort of the antenna that points inward, being able to ask, what do I need? And then honoring that, even if it might not be what we were expecting or what we wanted. Plenty of times I'll get on the mat ready to have a more powerful practice, and my body just says no. Breathe slow. Sometimes I feel a little tired, a little sluggish, and my body's really asking for something more. So, what is your body asking for? Honor it by giving it. Get 10 more breaths here on our own. Fully in, let it go. No edges, only smooth contours to this breath. It's okay if your rhythm changes. It's okay if the pace and volume change. Just keep it fluid. Go with the stream. Float down the stream instead of trying to swim up it. Five more. Keep that tongue on the roof of the mouth. It'll let the nasal breathing be easier. Keep those teeth separated, soften the jaw, but let the lips remain together. Last two here on your own. The next time you breathe out, I want you to squeeze the breath out, knit everything together. Feel that pressure and tension coming inward toward the plumb line. Out, 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 out. And then a full breath in and down and wide. Holding it full at the top for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it fall from the nose. Holding it empty. Last time, holding the breath for an extended period here. Let it be low stakes, low pressure. Just pause and hold this moment for as long as is comfortable. It's a chance to bring the senses inward. Take a drive around the terrain of the inner landscape. Every morning it's a terra incognita, just waiting to be explored. Holding this moment, your moment. If the air hunger starts to rise to a level where you need to breathe in, please do so. Holding this moment, we're going to hold for 10 more seconds. Even if you can hold longer, let's all take a full breath in. Holding it full for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it fall from the nose. And in this last couple minutes here, I just want you to start to lighten up the breath. A subtle, slow breath in through the nose. A subtle, slow breath out. There's no need to hear your breathing. Gradually decreasing the speed and the volume, so it may even feel like you're not breathing at all. A small, tiny breath in, a small, tiny breath out. Personal, secretive, just for you. Light as a feather. Bring the brain back to the rims of the nostrils. Hold your awareness there and use it as a measure of your concentration. If the mind wanders, that's fine. It's totally normal. Just bring the brain back to the breath. For how long can you hold the attention here at the rims of the nostrils? This subtle, slow breath in and this subtle, slow breath out. And you can have a rest at that. Just bringing the breath back to neutral, normal, unmanipulated, unplussed. Maybe swish the tongue around the teeth in a few directions, swallow. Maybe give a nice stretch, reach overhead, a little bend left to right. Any little movements just to bring you back into the body, bring you back into the day, into the space around you. Whatever feels good and right and necessary. Mm. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.